Hey lovelies, it's Luna here, kiss Mark. Welcome back to another story time for all my fabulous crossdresser cuties. If you're new, make sure to subscribe and join the sisterhood. Grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let me tell you something that might sound a little familiar to some of us. So this story isn't about me, well, not exactly. It's about two siblings, Alex and Jordan. Growing up, they were inseparable, played games together, fought over who got the last slice of pizza, all the usual stuff. But Alex had a secret, one I stumbled upon totally by accident. You see, one random afternoon I came home from school early. The soccer match was cancelled because half the team got food poisoning. I thought the house would be empty, but nope, I heard noises from the living room. I figured it was just Jordan playing video games again, cursing at some poor digital alien. When I walked in though, it wasn't Jordan as I knew him, it was Jordan in our sister's clothes. Full skirt, blouse, lipstick, and the look on his face when he saw me was pure panic. He froze like I'd just caught him robbing a bank. Hey, it's okay, I said quickly, I'm not gonna tell anyone. He didn't believe me at first. His hands were shaking so bad he could barely speak. And then something changed. Maybe it was the way I didn't laugh or make fun of him. I just looked, and honestly, he looked beautiful, nervous, yes, but beautiful. We sat down and talked, really talked for the first time in forever. He told me how it started. That one day he saw a cartoon where a boy disguised himself as his sister and thought, what if I did that? At first, it was just curiosity. Then, it became something that made him feel calm, happy, like himself in a way he didn't even know he could be. He asked if I hated him for it. I laughed and said, Jordan, if wearing a skirt makes you happy, then go rock that skirt. And from that day on, it became our little secret. Sometimes I'd come home to find him already dressed up, hair brushed out just so, playing games like nothing was different. Other times he'd sneak off for a few minutes, come back looking like a whole new person, confident, smiling, free. He even got so good at doing makeup that I started asking him for tips. Like, how do you get your eyeliner that even? Still waiting for the tutorial, by the way. But one day he looked at me and said, Luna, do you think I could ever go out like this, just as me? And that hit me, because haven't we all wondered that? That tiny, quiet question, what if I could just be me in public, no fear, no shame, just me? He started small, like planning a walk at night when no one was around. He was terrified and thrilled all at once. And when he finally did it, that 10-minute walk to the corner store in a cute skirt and wig, he said it felt like flying. No one stared, no one laughed. He just existed, and it was everything. That night when he got home, he was glowing. He told me it was the happiest he'd ever felt. And honestly, I was proud of him. Because the truth is, every one of us has that moment, that first time we step out, breathe in the night air and think, this is who I am. And that's what I love about our little crossdresser family here. We get it, we've all been there. The nerves, the excitement, the secret joy of seeing your reflection and whispering, hey there, beautiful. So yeah, Jordan's story isn't about being caught or shamed. It's about discovery, courage, and sisterhood. It's about realizing that the clothes don't make you someone else, they just help you see the real you. His first little nighttime adventure, just him, the quiet streets, and that fluttering feeling of freedom. I still remember the look on his face when he came back home, cheeks flushed, eyes sparkling. He said it felt like he could breathe for the first time. But you know how it goes, once you taste a bit of freedom, you start craving more. A week later, I found him sitting on his bed, staring at his reflection in the mirror. Wig brushed perfectly, soft sweater, jeans that hugged his legs just right, not over the top, just cute. He looked up and said, Luna, I think I want to go out again, but this time during the day. I nearly dropped my coffee. Daytime, I said. You mean like sunlight and people and traffic daytime? He nodded. I'm tired of hiding. I don't even care if someone notices. I just want to be. And that's when I realized something. It wasn't just about clothes anymore. It was about living honestly, even in small ways. We picked a plan together, a cafe on the other side of town, the kind where no one knew us. He'd go as Jordana. Cute, right? A name that felt soft and strong at the same time. That morning I helped him get ready. I swear watching him do makeup was like watching art in motion, gentle strokes, patient blending, no panic. He'd practiced. He wasn't pretending to be someone else, he was becoming himself. He wore a cozy cream cardigan, skinny jeans and little ankle boots. Nothing flashy, just that sweet girl next door vibe. And when he looked in the mirror and whispered, that's me, I felt my heart melt. The bus ride was the longest 15 minutes of my life. Every bump felt like a drumbeat of nerves. But Jordana, she sat with her legs crossed, earbuds in, pretending to scroll her phone like it was just another Tuesday. No one even looked twice. When we got to the cafe, the barista smiled and said, "Hi ladies, what can I get you?" And just like that, it happened. She'd been seen not as the boy in a dress, but as one of us. A girl. We sat by the window, sipping lattes and trying not to burst into giggles. "I did it," she whispered. "I really did it." And I just smiled, because she didn't need my validation anymore, she had her own. We spent an hour there just talking about music, about makeup, about life. Simple, normal things, but to Jordana it was magic. Every second was a victory. When we left, she walked taller. No more hiding behind her hoodie, no more shrinking from the world, just herself finally out in the sunlight. That night, she told me, "I used to think I was pretending, but now I know this is the real me, and the world didn't end when I showed her." And that, my loves, is the power of authenticity. It's terrifying, exhilarating, and completely worth it. Sparkling heart. So to all my crossdresser sisters and gender explorers out there, remember this: your journey doesn't have to be loud or dramatic to be beautiful. Every tiny act of truth is a revolution. Even something as simple as wearing your favorite outfit, looking in the mirror, and saying, "This is me." A week later, she called me. "Luna," she said, her voice bubbling through the phone, "I want to go shopping." Now let me tell you, that's a huge step for any of us. There's something magical and terrifying about walking through a clothing store or makeup aisle as yourself. I asked, "Where do you want to go?" She said, "The mall. I want to buy something that's actually mine, not borrowed, not hidden." And that's when I knew this wasn't just dress up anymore. It was self-ownership. So Saturday rolled around. I picked her up around 2 in the afternoon. She looked adorable, a soft pink hoodie, denim skirt and little white sneakers. Her makeup was subtle, her wig styled into a cute shoulder-length bob. She didn't look nervous, she looked ready. We got to the mall and it was busy, the kind of weekend crowd that makes your heart race just walking through the doors. But Jordana kept her chin up. I could see the little flicker of anxiety behind her smile, but she pushed through it like a pro. We started in a little boutique, the kind that sells soft sweaters and sundresses that make you dream about picnics and gentle breezes. The salesgirl, maybe 20 at most, looked up and said, "Hi there, welcome in. Let me know if you need any help finding sizes." And just like that, she'd seen her. Not the old Jordan, but Jordana. I swear I saw Jordana's shoulders relax instantly. She smiled back and said, "Thank you." Her voice even had that gentle lilting tone she'd been practicing at home. She tried on a few outfits, a floral dress, some cute jeans, a cardigan that looked like it had been made just for her. And when she came out of the fitting room, spinning once in front of the mirror, the salesgirl gasped and said, "That color looks amazing on you." The way Jordana blushed, I thought she might melt right there. That was the first time someone, a stranger, complimented her. Not as a costume, not as a joke, but as a woman being told she looked beautiful. And you could feel it, something inside her unlocked. She ended up buying that cardigan and a soft lilac top. When the cashier bagged it up and handed it over, saying, "Have a great day, ladies," Jordana had to bite her lip not to cry. After that, we wandered into a makeup store. You know, the kind that smells like dreams and glitter and possibility. We were testing lip gloss shades when this guy, tall, probably mid-20s, the kind who looked like he walked out of a shampoo commercial, stepped up to the counter beside us. He smiled and said, "Excuse me, is that shade any good?" Jordana blinked, startled, and held up the tester. It's called Peach Dream. It's really soft." He grinned, "Looks great on you." And then, just like that, he went back to browsing. Nothing creepy, nothing weird, just a normal, casual compliment. But for Jordana, that was everything. When we left the store, she turned to me and whispered, "Luna, he saw me. He really saw me." I smiled, "Yeah, babe, because you're real, you've always been real." We spent the rest of the afternoon just existing, shopping, chatting, laughing. Nobody stared, nobody whispered. And maybe the world hadn't changed, but her world had. As we sat down later for ice cream, Jordana said, "You know what's weird? I used to think I'd feel shame doing this, like guilt or embarrassment, but all I feel is peace. I nodded. That's because you're not pretending anymore, you're aligning with yourself, and that's what peace really is. She stared into her cup, swirling the melting vanilla with her spoon. Do you think I'll ever be brave enough to tell Mom and Dad? I thought for a moment. When the time's right, yeah, but remember, being true doesn't always mean being loud. You can honor who you are without explaining yourself to everyone. You're valid right now, just like this. She smiled softly. Thanks, Luna, for not making me feel weird about this. And I said the only thing that felt true. Sweetheart, there's nothing weird about being who you are. It's one of the bravest things a person can do. That night when I dropped her off, she hugged me tight. She said, today was the first day I didn't feel like I was hiding. And I hugged her back and whispered, get used to it, babe, this is what freedom feels like. Because once you taste that, there's no going back. So to everyone listening, whether you're just trying on that first outfit, or you've been living your truth for years, remember Jordana's story. It's not about perfection, it's not about passing. It's about peace. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, I'm done apologizing for existing. You don't need anyone's permission to shine. You already belong. Sparkling heart. If this story made your heart smile, make sure you subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, my darlings. Stay brave, stay beautiful, and keep being unapologetically you.